When my income started growing rapidly, in less than 3 months, the reaction was always the same. What exactly are you doing? Is this for real? Now, it almost sounds like a scam, and I get it. I used to think wealth was a long-term thing, something for people with the right connections or inheritance. But in the past 90 days, I built a solid financial foundation, scaled my revenue, and achieved a level of clarity that once seemed unreachable. No shortcuts, no schemes, no miracles. So what changed? Strategy, rhythm, mindset. I stopped playing entrepreneur and started operating like someone who wants real results, now. Every move I made over these 3 months was calculated, executed, and repeated with laser focus. What I'm about to share isn't theory. It's what I lived, applied, and proved. And if you're ready to act with intention, the next 90 days could lay the groundwork for your freedom. Hit like, subscribe to the channel, and get ready, because what's coming next could completely change how you view your time, your value, and your potential to get richer this year. 1. I stopped chasing shortcuts and started building a system. At first, my mind was full of loose ideas. Every week, a new plan, a new product, a new whim, but no consistency, no foundation. It was like trying to build a skyscraper while changing the foundation every day. The turning point came when I stopped looking for shortcuts and decided to create a system. Simple, repeatable, with a beginning, middle, and end. My system was built on 3 daily actions. Attraction, content with intention. Conversion, direct contact with leads. Delivery, fulfilling what I promised with excellence. That's it. Every single day, even tired, even without immediate returns. And that's exactly when the return began to arrive. Wealth in 90 days doesn't come from luck. It comes from process. I stopped acting on emotion and started operating with clarity. The result? Consistency. Clients. Growth. Today I don't wake up thinking, what do I do today? I follow my plan. And my plan delivers results. Are you operating with a system or improvising your freedom? Comment, I execute with a system, if this sparked a light on your own routine. 2. I turned my offer into a strategic obsession. Before, I offered a bunch of things. Physical products, consulting, free content, random tips. All mixed. All weak. And of course, nothing scaled. Then I realized, you can't build wealth with a menu of options. You need a clear and compelling offer. I sat down and wrote everything I could do. Then I chose a single path. Refined my delivery, gave it a name, created a process, and set a real margin price. From that moment on, everything I posted, wrote, or said revolved around that offer. It wasn't about repetition for repetition's sake. It was about building an undeniable perception. This woman solves this problem. End of story. I started talking about the same thing every day. Different ways, fresh angles, real proof. The audience got it. They started reaching out, and I stopped chasing them because I built authority through focus. Today, this single offer brings in multiple 5 figures per month because I stopped being confusing and became specific. Do you have a clear offer? Or are you still selling everything and nothing at the same time? Comment. My offer is strategic and non-negotiable, if this made you reconsider your delivery. 3. I showed up every day, even when nobody seemed to notice. In the early days, almost nobody liked it. Almost nobody commented. Inside, it was frustrating, because I was delivering with intention, showing what I knew, doing everything consistently. But the response was silence. That's when I learned. Visibility is a strategic patience game. I decided that for 90 days I would show up every single day. No matter the engagement. No matter if anyone praised it. I was going to behave like a reference before being recognized as one. And I did. I spoke like an expert. I delivered real value. I reinforced my offer. And treated my profile like a showcase of authority, not a vanity board. On day 26, the first serious leads came. On day 41, the first big contract. By day 60, I had a waiting list. Today I know. The algorithm can ignore you for a while, but consistency is impossible to ignore forever. Are you showing up with intention, or disappearing because nobody applauded? Comment here. My presence is discipline, not vanity. If this reminded you that the game is for those who sustain even before the applause comes. 4. I sold every day, with elegance, clarity, and rhythm. Selling used to scare me. I thought it was invasive, forced. That inner voice said, they'll think you're desperate. Until one day, I reviewed my whole month and realized I didn't make money because I didn't sell. Simple as that. That's when I understood that selling isn't the end. It's the bridge between what I built and who needs it. I started making clear offers every day. No excuses, no overload, no pressure. but with presence. I learned to talk about my solution like someone who knows the value they deliver. And more importantly, I made it a habit. Every week there was a CTA, an active link, a strategic bonus, visible social proof. And it didn't take long. Requests started coming in. People saying, "I've been following you for weeks. Now I want in." Because the offer was always there. With lightness, consistency, and conviction. Now selling is routine. Because I understood that if you don't sell frequently, you limit your own impact and your income. Are you offering what you do with strength or waiting for people to guess you have something to sell? Comment, "My sales are service, not insistence," if this activated your commercial posture. 5. I set visible, uncomfortable, and non-negotiable goals. Before, my goals were all in my head. Vague, flexible, disguised as "let's see how the month goes." The result? A constant pattern of almost hit the goal, almost doubled, almost leveled up. One day I wrote down, "I want to make 100K in 90 days. That sentence became my wall, my alarm, my wallpaper. Everything. It was uncomfortable. It felt impossible. But it snapped me out of passive mode and into execution mode. I broke that goal into blocks. How much per month? How many contracts per week? How many proposals per day? How many leads I needed to activate? With that kind of clarity, everything carried more weight. Every action I took had direction. Because every time you write down a number, you force your brain to create a solution. And the best part? I hit the goal 2 days before the deadline. Because I stopped negotiating with "let's see" and started operating with "this is going to happen." Now, I don't make open-ended plans. I set real goals, ones that pull me forward. Are you setting goals or just hoping something good happens? Comment, "My goal has a number and a date, if this part gave you the push you needed." 6. I automated everything that no longer needed my attention. Before, I did everything manually. Replied to every message, sent links one by one, confirmed payments by eye. I thought that was being attentive. In reality, it was just disorganization disguised as care. The shift came when I realized that every minute spent on something that could be automated was a minute less on what actually brings profit. I started mapping. Automated emails with ready-made responses. Scheduling tools. Sales links with automatic checkout. Entry forms with lead pre-qualification. Within a few days, my routine slowed down, and my growth sped up, because I finally had time to think, create, decide. Things no one else can do for me. Today, I only put energy into what truly makes a difference. And everything that can be automated is, because I understood that time isn't what's left over. It's what you build with process intelligence. Are you busy with what matters? Or stuck doing tasks that should already be running on their own? Comment, "I automate to scale," if this shift needs to become part of your structure right now. 7. I behaved like a millionaire before the money arrived. This might have been the biggest shift of all, because the money didn't come first. The recognition didn't come first. The applause didn't either. What came first was my posture. I decided to act like the woman I wanted to become, with or without a fat bank account. I started dressing differently, speaking with more firmness, saying no more intentionally, planning like a leader, investing like someone who knows where she's going. Nothing excessive, but everything intentional. It wasn't pretending. It was building alignment. It was making today look like the tomorrow I claimed to want. And that's when everything started responding. The market, the clients, the numbers. Because the universe respects those who behave like they own their path before any external validation. Now, I don't wait to arrive to change. I change to arrive. Because wealth isn't born in the bank. It's born in the mindset that sustains growth. Are you waiting to become so you can act? Or have you already decided to be now? Comment, "I act like I've already arrived," if this part pulled you to your next level with more courage. If you've read this far, you've realized what seems magical from the outside is really just intentional execution, consistency, and courage. In 90 days, I changed my financial reality. Not because I'm special, but because I stopped operating like an amateur and started acting like the owner. You don't need to wait another year. You don't need magic. You just need to apply with rhythm, consistency, and clarity for the next 90 days. And if this spoke to you, comment, "My wealth starts today," to seal that commitment with yourself. And of course, like this video, subscribe to the channel now and send it to that woman you know has the potential to change everything. She just needs a clear plan and the courage to act. Because no one builds a fortune based on what they hope. They build it based on what they decide. And if you want it, 90 days is enough time to completely flip your game.